Well, good morning everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. Hey, the 2020 Tacoma is coming, so I thought I'd get on here and give you guys a little preview of what I'm looking to do to mine. Now, I'm encouraged because, I did a video the other day on Tacoma price gouging, particularly the 2020. It's in full swing. The dealers, they're asking prices that are, almost bottom Corvette prices. It's crazy. But anyway, the encouraging part to me is I'm seeing VIN numbers, and that means Toyota is building the 2020 Tacoma, so I am excited. So why not make a list? I made a list of what I'm planning to do, and I thought I would give you guys a little preview. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be exactly like this. Things will probably change a little bit, but here's what I'm planning. Again, I'm looking to get a 2020 Tacoma Trd Off Road 4x4 with the manual transmission. Something completely different than the Tacoma that I have right up there. We're going to trade that one off on the new 2020 in case you hadn't caught that in any of the other videos. But first thing that I'm going to do, first thing that I always do, well, maybe the second thing, is tint. Gonna get me a window tint, probably somewhere right around 28%. Let's say 25 to 30%, whatever I can get in that range. It's going to be similar to the tint that you see right up there because I like that level and I think it looks really great on the truck. So we're going to do that. And I say first or second thing because what I'll do right away is get rid of those dealer stickers that they put on there. Debadge a little bit. That's probably going to be the first thing that I do because I won't be able to run straight from the dealer to the tint shop. Second thing is the lift. Now, I had talked about potentially putting the lift that's on the Tacoma up there on the new Tacoma, the 2020. I'm not sure about that. I think I might actually go with something a little bigger. I'm thinking something like 4 to 6 inches, something like that, and maybe something other than a block and spacer. Looking for your opinions there. If you have one, leave it down below. I'm not looking to spend a fortune, but I know it's going to be a little more than a block and spacer. We'll see. The next thing, I'm going to take the Fuel ANSA wheels and the Nitto Ridge Grappler tires that I took off of the Tacoma up there, once again, and I'm going to put those on the new Tacoma. The reason being, I love the setup. I'm not tired of it. I don't want something new. I want to have those wheels and tires on that truck. They're practically brand new anyway. So why not? Should look pretty cool. Next up, LEDs. Now, there's a little uncertainty as far as I'm concerned as to whether or not the truck I get will have LEDs on it. I'm really thinking it's not going to have LEDs on the inside. No way they're going to do that. I'd be shocked if they do that. It'd be great, but I doubt it. Now, the thing that I'm uncertain about are LEDs in the front. Some of the trim levels have LED fogs and LED lights, LED rears. We'll see. So that I may or may not do depending on whether or not the truck comes with them. I'm kind of thinking it won't unless you go really high like a Limited or a Pro maybe even. I don't know, we'll see. Next up, and this is a very simple thing, more nostalgic for me I guess, is that center console cover or lid. We're going to put that customized center console cover that I got from Kyle and Brimhall, we're going to put that in the new truck. Now, I may change that out depending on what color I get and how it looks. What I have right now is the channel logo in red. I might see if Kylan will do that for me in the color of the truck, because I think that would look pretty cool. But we'll see. Again, pretty simple mod. I know what you're saying. You're just putting the same stuff back on. Yeah, maybe. Maybe some, but not everything. Next up is going to be a bed rack. I love the bed racks, and this is going to be an off-road build. I'm going to add, I think, the RCI bed rack with some sort of a, if it doesn't come with it or have the capability to do it, some sort of a spare tire carrier on it. I want that spare tire off of the bottom of the truck and up on top of that carrier. I think it looks cool. I think it's a heck of a lot more accessible. I mean, if you're out in the rain or if you live in an area that has snow and ice, who wants to crawl around under the truck when you're trying to get your spare tire out? It's already bad enough that you have to change it, right? So I want to put it up on that bed rack, and I think it should be pretty cool. We'll see. But the RCI is the way I'm leaning. I love the RCI bed rack. I think it looks really cool, so we'll see. Next up, and that's something different, by the way. Next up, a jack. We've got to get a jack that can actually lift the truck. Obviously, if I lift the truck, which I'm gonna do, the OEM jack won't work. It'll be useless. I'll be stranded. I can't change my own tire. We can't have that. So we need to get some sort of a more heavy duty or a taller, or at least a jack that has the capability to lift the truck higher to be able to get it up high enough to change a spare tire. I mean, come on, man. Next up, cold air intake. That is going to be a swap over, if you will. I have the cold air intake up there. It's the Trd Intake. We're gonna put that in the new truck. It should be awesome. The Trd Exhaust. I'm gonna try to work in the deal because, again, on the Tacoma that I have right up there, there is the Trd exhaust on that. I put it on. I want to work it if I can so we can swap the exhaust out at the dealership. I want them to put the Trd exhaust that's on my truck onto the new one. I don't think there'll be any issue with it fitting. We'll see. That'll be my first clue, I guess, as to whether or not the parts are interchangeable between the prior years or not. We shall see. Next up, onboard air compressor. We've got to have an onboard air compressor. You know, I plan on taking this thing on some off-road trips. Now, off-road for me, given where I'm at, probably means the beach. So I want to be able to air down if I need to, so that I don't get stuck on the beach. And I often wondered, you know, you see a lot of videos about people going out and they air down, they're driving around in the sand, but I don't see a lot, at least not in the videos, about air compressors. How do they fill up again? I mean, if you knock off a bunch of air out of your truck, you got to be able to put it back up, because I assume you didn't haul it in on a trailer and you're going to tow it back home because you don't have any air in the tires. So I want an onboard air compressor, and I believe that the 2020 Tacoma still has, or has, they put it back in, that little storage compartment in the back on the driver's side. That is the perfect place, in my opinion. There's plenty of room behind there to mount an onboard air compressor. You can store your hoses and stuff in the cubby if you can put it behind there some way, and I think you can. And then all you got to do is hook in, run around to each tire, and fill them up. It would be awesome. And then one more final thing that I want to do, because I noticed in the Tacoma I have up there, with all the lights and things, you know, I'm going to add a light bar and hopefully some kind of Raptor style light or whatever. We'll see if it fits. But you don't have any room in there. You got wires all over the place. So there's a product made by Seagate, I believe it is, and it's a fuse block. You can add an extra fuse block or fuse panel or whatever you want to call it off of the battery, where you can then wire in all your stuff, like a light bar, like the Raptor lights, potentially the front-facing cam, although I'm not sure it's going to work in this truck, and the compressor. You need to have a spot to be able to keep that all neatly wired in there, right? I mean, I don't want wires all over the place, and I was starting to get that, although they were pretty well hidden, but still, there were a lot of wires and things that I had in this Tacoma up here. It's all out now. I've removed it because we're going to trade it off. But I do want to have all that nice and neatly organized, and more importantly, in there properly, everything grounded and fused correctly, so that my 2020 Tacoma doesn't become some sort of an internet charcoal, you know, or some kind of an internet fire. I don't want any of that kind of stuff, so I want that to be done properly. So anyway, there are a few of the things that I'm going to do. There's plenty more stuff out there. These are just the heavy hitters, the things that I can do pretty quickly after I get the truck. And if you watch the channel, you know, I don't mess around. I like to get these things done. I love doing it myself, and I'll be in a hurry to start, you know, getting my hands dirty, putting things in this truck. So it should be pretty awesome. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what else I should be looking at. Again, I'm going to build this truck for more of an off-road kind of setup. Hopefully I'll be able to utilize it. I am planning on at least taking it to the beach. If I can find any trails or anything around here, definitely interested in doing that. As usual, appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time on the web. Have a great day. Bye.